All right. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our 6th season of the Pastors Roundtable. We're glad you've joined us, and today's kind of a soft launch. We're looking forward to diving in each week to more and more questions. We only have 4 questions today, so I guess each pastor gets 1 question. So we're going to start with you, Pastor Sam. You're number 1.
All right. So this question, can someone's individual actions change the trajectory of the original plan of their life made by God, or does God use that action for a bigger purpose that he always had planned? Well, I don't think that there's like multiple timelines or lives that we're going to live, and then God's just kind of waiting up in heaven, waiting to see what we're going to end up doing. Like, oh, he ended up doing this, now he's got to go this way. Like, God is sovereign over everyone and everything, and so there's not like a plan that has to do now that we made like some certain decision. He has a plan for you already. And that's a more comforting way to look at your life, is that God has a plan for you in the mountaintops and in the valleys, and it doesn't depend on what you do or don't do, that God has a plan for you already established, and he has that plan solidified in the life, death, and resurrection of his son, Jesus. And that's where he rights all of our wrongs and puts all of our hope. And so even when you're in kind of like a really low pit, God's not surprised. And even when you're on a mountaintop, God's not surprised. God knows the number of hairs on your head. He knows all the tears that we cry. And so he has a plan for you already, and it's not dependent upon what we do. It's just what he knows. He's omniscient. He's all-knowing, so he's never surprised by what we do. Yeah.
And he works through it all ultimately for his good and according to his plans.
Yeah,
yep.
Exactly.
Very good.
It reminds me of Avengers Endgame, if you guys have seen it, where there's like the main timeline and they take out the Infinity Stones. It's like, if you do that, then it's going to branch off. It's like, I don't think that's how our lives work. Just there's like one plan. That's it. So there's my nerdy reference.
That's good. I like it.
I know you like it.
I like it.
Good job. Okay,
Cool.
I've got number 2. What are the church's greatest core values? So that's a very good question, a very important question. This is something that our senior ministry team, our staff, reviews each year along with our board of directors to determine what are the core values that are shaping what we're doing here in ministry. And there's 4 of them currently. The first one is word and sacrament. So it's a reminder to us that as Lutheran Christians, when we come for worship, the main thing about worship is word and sacrament. We're there to receive Christ and his gifts. And we do that through baptism and the Lord's Supper. We do that through the hearing of his word and the word as it's sung. But those are the gifts that ultimately we need, and the ultimate reason why we come to worship each week. The second core value is missions, and we describe that in this way. We are a mission outpost that reflects Christ's love in word and deed, locally, nationally, and internationally. So in other words, we're not a country club. We're a mission outpost, so our focus is outward. And one of the things we've done for many years is we've got a one faith mission and ministry calendar. So our preschool, our academy, and our church all work together each month in focusing on how we can support one of our different mission and ministry partners. And some of those are local, some of them are national, some of those are international. Pastor Brandon now oversees that part of our ministry, the mission and ministry partnerships. And those partnerships have been around for a long, long time, a lot of them. We have some new ones as well. But we've also seen, in addition to the ways that we can provide tangible support and financial support, it's been neat to see how some of our people have also personally gotten involved in those mission and ministry partnerships.
Yep.
And that was one of our goals, is that we could help build bridges to do that. And if that's something you're interested in, you can check that out on the Church Center app, our mission and ministry partnerships. And as you select one that you may be interested in, it actually allows you digitally to connect with that ministry so that we can follow up with you and make sure that if you want to serve there, you'd be able to do that. So please keep that in mind. The next one is growing disciples through the church, schools, and the home. We believe that we're a home-centered ministry-supported ministry. And so discipling, first of all, begins in the home. but we want to do what we can to equip parents so that they can disciple the children. We also come alongside parents and partner with parents in a variety of ways, and we understand discipleship as a lifelong process. So for all the ages and stages of life, we want to continue to help people grow, not just as members of a church, but as disciples, real followers of Christ. And then the final one is outreach and care. We don't exist here for ourselves. So you'll notice we do a lot of outreach events. Some of them are big events like our Living Nativity, Easter Carnival, Oktoberfest. Those draw a lot of people to our campus. Some of them are monthly movie nights for young families. For senior adults, we have movie days, and we have senior adult activities to provide resources to help other seniors as they're making important medical and life decisions. We have different care ministries. So, for instance, we've got Grief Share. We have Cancer Companions. We host some AA groups here. We have a counseling center. So all of these are ways for us to share the love of Christ in word and deed through our outreach and through our care. So those are the four core values that we currently have. Like I said, each year we take another look at them. Do these still represent who we are and what we're all about? And I think for the last few years, they've pretty much stayed the same.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yep.
And they're great.
Yep. All right. Now we have Pastor Brandon.
Number 3.
Up. Yeah.
So the question begins with a Bible citation, which is fun, from Luke chapter 4. And the devil said to him, Jesus, I will give you all this domain and its glory, for it has been handed over to me, and I give it to whomever I wish. Therefore, if you worship before me, it shall all be yours. Jesus answered him, It is written, you shall worship the Lord your God and serve him only. And in Genesis 1:28, God blessed them, and God said to them, Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth and subdue it, and rule over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the sky, and over every living thing that moves on the earth. According to NASB, New American Standard Bible Translation, scriptures above, when was the control of the earth handed over to the devil? Well, in one sense, Adam handed over control of the earth to the devil when he actually gave into his temptation. Mm-hmm. But the trick is, the devil doesn't actually have that authority and dominion over the world. Mm-mm. He is what we like to call, in very staunch theological terms, a dirty, stinking liar.
That's exactly right.
Mm-hmm. He is a liar and would love for everyone to believe that he's in charge of this world and that God is somehow trying to break his way in and take over. Mm-hmm. But in fact, that authority belongs to God. It was entrusted to Adam. Mm-hmm. Adam, in his sin, relinquished control over the earth that he'd been given and served someone else instead of God, which was the serpent, and ultimately himself. But that authority and power does actually belong to God. Mm-hmm. And Jesus, being both the new and greater Adam and God in flesh, actually rules and reigns over all creation the way that we were supposed to have from the beginning.
Right.
So
yeah, it's that subtle jab, right? He's like, when the devil says that, he's jabbing at Jesus, saying, remember when it was handed over to me? It's mine.
Yeah.
And must have taken all of Jesus's great, considerable restraint not to just...
I never get tired of hearing about that time of Jesus' temptation in the wilderness and how amazing it is.
Yeah.
Because when I'm hungry...
Yeah.
And he withstood in the face of... And it was a dig, it was a jab, and also... we see that Jesus withstood the same temptation that Adam failed at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's threefold, right? Especially in Luke, which they're quoting, it's good for food, it's pleasing to the eye, and it's desirable to make one wise, which is the exact order in Luke, which is the exact order in Genesis. Mm-hmm. So whoever wrote this question is very clever to pair those two things together.
Very good. Mm-hmm. Great question, and thanks for asking.
Mm-hmm. All right, you're the cleanup hitter today.
All right. This is a question about kind of the structure of our services. It's about the traditional service. This person watches online. They're talking about the bookmark that we use during the worship service, and they wonder if we can make it available. Yeah, we'll make it available. We'll send it out in that weekly email. But just a heads up, that will change and phase out eventually. So the whole thing with the bookmark is to kind of get our people who are not used to worshiping in a traditional service kind of way with a traditional service book like the hymnal to get them acclimated to how you flip back and forth. Now, for those people who have been in traditional worship or liturgical worship with a hymnal their whole life, it's the easiest thing in the world. And there's this old joke that like the most annoying thing about worshiping with a hymnal is flipping back and forth. So what we're doing with the bookmark is we're trying to acclimate people to flipping, but without flipping out, which is what people typically complain about a lot. And so, we'll put the bookmark on the This Week in Worship. We'll have it sent out with that, but just know that that'll change. The second part of the question is talk about how difficult it is not having a hymnal and singing. We put the actual words to the hymns, if you're watching online, we put it in the bottom part of the broadcast. And so you'll have all of the hymns, the parts of the liturgy that people are saying out loud. And right now, the only parts that are not there is the words of institution, but you wouldn't be communing if you're online. And then during the Kyrie, we now just say that from memory or from heart, which is, Lord, have mercy. So look for those things to change. If you're online, you'll have the letters on the bottom of the screen. If they're not consistent, if they haven't been consistent in the past, they're consistent now. And so we're just grateful that you're worshiping online. I think that's really great. It's another wonderful way to connect. If you want communion and you're in this state or city, we'd love to commune you so that way you don't just have worship, but you have the sacrament as well. And so contact us if you'd like a visit to be able to receive the Lord's Supper, so that way you get all the gifts during the worship service.
And that brings us back to our first core value.
Yeah,
Word and sacrament.
Word and sacrament.
Yeah.
And if it's the musical notation that they're looking for, I think it looks like they want hymns with music.
Yeah.
What's really cool is that you can get Lutheran Service Book on Kindle.
Yeah.
There's a Kindle edition,
Yep.
and you can have all the hymns right there on
Right
your
there.
tablet or your laptop or even your phone. And
So you don't need to rent it from the church.
no, you can purchase them from Concordia Publishing House
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
or whatever. But
Yeah.
they sell it as a Kindle edition, which is very convenient for online worship
Yeah. And very affordable.
and very affordable.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, there you have it. One episode down of season 6. We're glad you joined us, and please send in your questions after this weekend coming up. Let us know what caught your attention in the sermons, and we'll look forward to trying to answer those questions next Wednesday. God bless your week.